Hey everybody, happy Friday. So today on our Facebook Live, we are going to be talking about vision boards. So thank you so much for joining me. If you do have any questions, please feel free to comment below and I will get to them either throughout the little Facebook Live or near the end. So first of all, why are we doing this? So vision boards are a wonderful way to visualize your future and dream for the future. And I think there's no better time in history than right now. We're recording this May of 2020 in the midst of the COVID quarantine. And there's no better time to start dreaming about where you want to go and what you want to do for your future. We've all learned a lot about ourselves and about our lives and what's important right now. So why not dream big and start to think about maybe there are some changes that you want to make or things you want to strive for when this is all said and done. So I think this is a beautiful time to do this. Now, I've done many vision boards in my lifetime, so I have quite a bit of experience with this. I have experience doing a vision board, looking at it every day and really thinking about it, planning, and then actually achieving everything on it. So I know the positive impact this can make for you. So that's what I'm going to try and tell you about today, just how this has worked for me, my experience with it, in hopes that it'll help you do this for yourself so you can achieve your goals as well. So first things first. What do you need to do to prepare? The first thing you need to do is buy magazines. So when you so you can go to Walmart right now and go look at the different magazines and think about what things you're into. So if you like to travel, maybe buy a travel magazine. If you like to, like women, you could do like women's health, men's health. If you're an entrepreneur, you might want to look at like Success Magazine or something like that. If you're into electronics, maybe there's some type of magazine for that. If you like cycling, maybe a cycling magazine. You know, you kind of look at what you're into and buy those types of magazines. Now, right now, if you're not able to get that for yourself, if you can be close to the internet, you can Google anything you want and print a picture of it if you have access to that as well. Or any photos you have, like always have your phone near you, because if you want pictures of your family or things like that, you can print that off of your phone. You're going to want to buy a big Bristol board. I'd recommend you buy it in your favorite color, of course, because you want this to bring you joy. And you want to have some tape or some glue and some scissors and markers. So those are the things that you need in order to do this. Now, when the day comes that you're actually going to do this, you need some personal time with no distractions and quiet. So if you have a family, this is where you talk to your spouse and say, listen, I need 2 hours. You guys go for a walk, go do whatever you're doing, and just give me this time to, you just don't want to be distracted and doing a little bit and then going back to it. You need to be totally focused in order to get the most out of this project. So now, the day comes and you're ready to actually do your vision board. What are you going to do? The first thing you're going to do before you start taping anything to a vision board is you're going to sit down with a piece of paper and you're going to plan your dreams and your goals. And this is where, if you're listening to me, you're going to want to grab like a pen and a paper right now, because this is the practical side of things where I'm going to give you the different categories that you're going to want to brainstorm. So this is where you're going to want to take notes, and I'm going to give you ideas of things that you can put down on this list, because the idea is you're going to write it all down. And then you're going to go to either your magazines or the internet and find pictures that match the things that you've written. But first you have to really plan it out for yourself. So there's going to be 4 categories. And the first category is like your body or health. So you're going to look at, physically, what are the things you dream of for your health and your body? Maybe fitness, maybe sports, different activities that you want to do. So for example, like if you want to run a 10K or a half marathon, this is where you write it down. If you want to, qualify for maybe this sports team, you write that down. If you want to get into a different sport. If you have a weight loss goal, you write that down. What's the number? What are you hoping to achieve? If you want to, if there's certain foods you want to eat, you want to focus on this. Never write in your vision board what you don't want to do. So you're not going to put a picture of bread and say, I'm not eating bread anymore. You're going to put a picture of a vegetable because you want to be eating more vegetables. So this is more on the positive side, not on what you're not going to be doing. But you can look at anything, like I said, from a physical wellness perspective, fitness, Also illness, if you're trying to heal from something, or you have like this vision of, I've in the past have had like a 90-year-old woman that's like out running because I envision myself being that way when I'm older. If you have some goals for sleep, just any aspect with health and wellness and how you want to feel, write these things down in this category, okay? Now, the second category is mindset and your joy list. So these are things that you're going to write down that make you massively happy and will create a positive mindset for you. So it may be certain things that you want to do. You want to start meditating. You want to start journaling, all these different things, but also like what brings you joy. Maybe you want to read a certain book. You want to get into a certain podcast. Maybe there's a skill you want to learn. You want to start to play the piano. This is also travel. If you want to go to certain countries, if there's like a concert some artists that you want to see them in concert, this is your joy list, all the things. Maybe you want to start watching the sunset at nighttime. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe you want to join some sort of like wine club. I'm just throwing different things out there to give you ideas, but these are things that are going to help you with your positive mindset, help you bring, joy to your life, and they're going to make you happy emotionally. So these are the things you're going to put into that category, okay? Now, the third category is relationships. So you're looking at your relationships with your family, maybe your kids, friends. This is where you want to list out the people that are important to you, but also really brainstorm what are the things that you could do that would strengthen these relationships. So maybe you want to connect more with your friends and you want to start a book club. So that would bring you closer to your friends. Or maybe your child, I don't know, maybe your kid likes playing soccer. So you want to put something to do with soccer because you know that if once a week you were to like play soccer with your kid, it would help you connect better with your kid. So this is the area where you focus on the relationships and what you want to do to help your family and your friends and just really focus on the people that you love and care about. Then the fourth category is your career and your finances. So this is where we're looking at what big dreams do you have for yourself. Maybe you want to go back to school and study something and you would put write that down. Maybe you want to do a career change. Maybe you want to open up your own business and I don't know, you want to sell stamps on eBay. I don't know why I said that. I'm not into stamps, but I don't know what it is. Whatever you want to do, something you've always dreamed of doing, and it's something that's always been in the back of your mind. Now, also finances, maybe for you, it's you want to get out of debt, or you want to have a certain number, there's a certain number of savings you want to have. So you want to write these numbers down and be very clear on the types of things you want from a career in finance. Maybe you want to buy a house, or you want to buy a camp. Like these big kind of career, financial life decisions. Maybe actually you want to retire at the age of 55. That would go in this category. Okay, so just really be really clear. And this, you don't want to rush this project. Those are the four categories. You want to really sit and write all these things out and just dive deep into it and get really clear on all the things you want. And now is the creative part. So once you have all of that written out, then you're going to grab your Bristol board and all your supplies that we talked about at the beginning. And now you want to find pictures that match this. Now, as I said, you can look at pictures on the internet. You can look at pictures on your phone. You can look at pictures in magazines and actually cut out and paste them. You can also use a marker and write things down. So, for example, just to go back to, I want to retire at 55. Maybe you're going to take a marker. If you can't find the numbers 55 in a magazine, maybe you're going to write them all out kind of pretty. You're going to do it that way. So sometimes it might be a combination of all these things. But now you're going to create your masterpiece. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm going to show you mine in a second. Mine is kind of categories. I said the four categories, and I put my pictures in the four sections that go along with that. I'm kind of an organized-minded person, so that makes sense to me. Now, I've seen people just do a mishmash of everything and just put everything all over the place, and they love that. You know yourself, be creative, and have fun with it. But you're going to lay it out in any format you want. Now, the other thing that you want to look for is quotes. So, and now you don't have to do this, but some people like to find inspirational quotes that motivate them, and I'm going to show you mine in a second and go through a few things, okay, of what has worked for me. Now, this is mine, my latest one. So this is the Bristol board that I have done, and I'm going to go through it in a second, but I've actually taken a photo of this, and it's a little easier to see, so this is it. So I took a photo of it, and then I printed it like 8 by 10 size, and then I got it laminated. Now, you don't have to do that. I own a business, so I have a laminator, so it's really easy for me. But, you know, when Staples is open, you could go laminate it if you really wanted to. It just stays nicer for longer. But as you can see, I kind of have things organized in the 4 sections, and then I have some pictures in the middle, like my why, my family. I put a big picture of my family, my husband and my son. So up in this section, this has to do with that first category of health. So I have, oh no, sorry, I'm looking at it upside down, so bear with me. So this is that health and fitness category. So you can see I got a picture of someone doing yoga because I want to do more yoga. Some of the nutritional things I want to focus on eating. Running, I have some goals with running. So I have a picture of running shoes. I have a picture of me when I was younger, when I used to figure skate, because one of the goals that I've actually achieved since doing this vision board is I've started figure skating again. Because it's something that brought me joy, and it used to bring me joy, and I've wanted to do it again. So I've actually started doing that pre-COVID. Of course, I can't do it anymore, but that is something that I've achieved since I've made this vision board. So you want to put things like that. And then on this side is, like I said, the mindset, joy. This has to do with, like I found a quote, it's time to actually laugh out loud, because I wanted to be laughing more, so I make an effort to watch more like comedians and funny things and that. Down over here, I've got a picture of me with my son, obviously some relationship things. I have some places I want to travel, so I've got a picture of Ireland, I've got a picture of Hawaii, because those are places I want to go to. And then over here is a little more career. Now, I'm not going to, you can see it says 40,000 here. I'm not going to tell you all my details, but I do have a financial goal, something to do with 40,000. So again, I spoke about that a few minutes ago, but you'd want to, I couldn't find a 40,000 in a magazine, so I literally just wrote it. And just some other things. I found a mug that says world's best boss, because I want to focus on trying to be the best boss I can be for my employees. So just to give you a little bit of idea of some of the things that I've put on this. And now I want to talk about what you do with it. You have to display it. So I've literally brought this from home, but if you went to my house, this is next to my bathroom mirror. So every single day I see it as I'm getting ready. And I would encourage you, the 2 most common places to display this, where I've seen people do, and I've done both in the past, is in your bathroom or in your closet. Now, the reason I did this, made it an 8 by 10, I made it smaller, is just because the Bristol board didn't really fit in my bathroom. I just don't have the space for it. And my husband didn't really want a big cumbersome thing. But you need a Bristol board size for the amount of things and the sizes things are in magazines. So that's why I recommend doing it on a Bristol board and then taking a picture of it. You could also leave something like this in your car, so you could look at it every time you get in your car. I also have a copy of this in my agenda. So I'm super old school. I have a written out agenda, and I just have it kind of like a bookmark in my agenda. So for me, I've got it in my agenda, and I have it in my bathroom. And every single day, I look at this, and I think about it, and I get excited about my dreams and my future, and I focus on the things that I really want. I read some of the quotes to remind myself why I work so hard, why I do the things I do. And I spend at least a minute every single day. And it's not a lot of time, but just a minute looking at these things and reminding myself of my dreams and my targets and my goals and the things I want to achieve. And I have found this to be massively beneficial. As I said earlier, why I had to redo this one, because previous one, I literally achieved everything that was on it. So I wanted to obviously do another one. As life changes, you do different ones. But 2 things in particular, and then I'll just answer if anyone has any questions, but 2 things that you want to then do with this. So you have your vision board, you look at it every day, and then I'll encourage you to look at the media you consume or the content you consume. So you want to make sure the things that you are watching and listening to match what is on your vision board. So for example, running is something that I wanted to start doing. So maybe I should read some books or listen to some podcasts on running and how to be a good runner, right? Or if relationships, you want to strengthen your relationship with your spouse, there's all kinds of content, positive books out there. And like I said, podcasts are huge. There's so much content on how do you do that. So look at the things that you want to do and start consuming yourself with that. If you want to be an entrepreneur, start looking at, for me, I'll actually bring it to me, World's Best Boss. Leadership is important to me. So there's literally a leadership podcast that I listen to on a regular basis in order to achieve this. But if I never thought about this on a daily basis, I wouldn't really think to do it, and then I would just be listening to music or just doing whatever. Like, this is consciously planned out, but consuming things, like I said, media and all that matches your vision board is going to allow you to better achieve the things on here. So it's not just like a vision or a thought, a daydream in my mind. I'm actually putting these things on paper, and I'm starting to learn things to do to achieve them, okay? And the second step for achieving these things is every single day, give yourself one goal. So one thing that has something to do with something on your vision board that you're going to work on that day. And if you've listened to my, I don't know, maybe 6-7 weeks ago, I did a morning success routine webinar. I did one of these on how to set your morning up. And I talked about the journaling that I do in the mornings. And one of the things I do is I write out what's my goal for the day. So after I've looked at my vision board, then I write out what's my goal for the day of something that's going to help me achieve and move towards this dream that I've posted. So again, it's taking these thoughts out of your head, putting them on paper, looking at it every day, visualizing your future, and then consuming your life around helping you achieve these things, and then taking one day at a time, one thing at a time to help you achieve them. So that is how I do a vision board, and that's how I recommend people do it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to write it in the comments. But other than that, that's really all. I'm just looking at my notes here. That's all that I wanted to say about that, but really just get creative. There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no right or wrong thing to be on your vision board. It's about you. Your vision board is going to look different from my vision board. But you can also go, if you wanted more information about this, you could always reach out and ask me. But you can also, I imagine like Pinterest would have examples of this. Even if you go on Google vision boards, you'll see all different types of examples if you're looking for ways to be creative. But really, again, just remembering that no one's vision board is better than anyone else's. It's personal. So you make it your own. But then hopefully you do some of the things I said at the end, like the media you consume and picking one thing at a time to actually help yourself achieve it. And that's how you're going to be more successful with it. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I can see there's quite a few people following along and watching. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you know anyone that could benefit from this, please feel free to share this Facebook Live with them, because the more we share this, especially right now, so many people are struggling with their vision and with positivity, and that's why I'm doing this Finding Joy series of videos. So I hope it's beneficial for people, and just please share it with anyone that you think would benefit from hearing this. Thanks so much, and have a great Friday, everyone. Bye.